I got to say this to you. I think this football team, I don't know if they're as talented as a 17 team, but I'm going to make a comment to you here, and I hope they don't make me look stupid. I think they got the best depth in the league at both lines. I think they got the best depth. I don't know what that translates into yet. Okay, I don't. And what's different, it's that Fletcher's not elite anymore. In 17, he was elite. There's nobody really elite on the front seven. There's not. But I think you've got a great group. Does that make sense? Welcome back. National Football Show, your boy Big Seals. Please hit the like button. I'll tell you one thing that's really cool and really evident. The fans that were at practice today to see the Eagle guys was awesome. Best fan base, I got to think, in the National Football League. And I say that with all respect to the Patriots, Steelers, Packers, Cowboy fans, Saints. Boy, that was great. There were a ton of fans out there, and the players were receptive. The players are open to walking up to the fans. They're accessible. That's a beautiful thing about what the NFL is doing. I got to tell you guys something, man. Back in the day, my wife was saying this, and Xander, I don't know if you know this too, man, but dude, back in the day, fans were not allowed to come to training camp. There were specific days that you could come to, like a scrimmage. If, like, when I was with the Cowboys, we scrimmaged the Chargers in Thousand Oaks, and we were at some high school. The fans could sit in the stands, and they would see that Saturday game, maybe a Saturday practice. Now you get a chance to walk up, talk to the players as they're getting ready to walk out and go through drills and such. I think it's great. I think the more you make those players accessible to the fans, that's why the league is growing the way it's growing. That's why nothing can hurt it. Whether it's an owner fixing ball games, or you got issues with a player with sexual misconduct, and nothing's going to hurt that game, because they've now made it almost hockey-like, where you're like accessible to your favorite stars and your favorite team. I'll say this to you about the Philadelphia fan base, man. There's some great teams in your market. Phillies, Flyers, probably in that order for me. Then the Sixers. But the Eagles, man, it's really a dominant football city. You know, there's very rarely where you see a basketball team is like the centerpiece in a particular city, unless you have only one team like San Diego with the Padres. By the way, congratulations on Juan Soto and Hader the day before. AJ Preller, you talk about opening up the checkbook. This guy's got Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., and now he's got Juan Soto. I don't know about you, but I don't know if there's a better heart of the lineup anywhere. I mean, Dodgers, Yankees, Padres. It's the best middle of the lineup potentially, and young. So congratulations to AJ Preller and the Padres, man. I can't believe that. Juan Soto, and they got Hader from Milwaukee the day before. Unbelievable. But the fans at Eagle practice, man, that stuff was great. Kudos to you, okay? Kudos to you, man. Really is. Hey, Michael, man, I mean, kudos. By the way, a lot of walkthrough stuff in full gear today, I noticed at practice. A lot of, like, walkthrough stuff, teaching. That's not uncommon. First couple days, first week of training camp, that's not uncommon. By the way, I didn't say this. Barrett Brooks at the top of the hour. Our friend's going to join us, and we're going to talk to him. He's been actually at practice. I watched it today, and I kind of had some takeaways from it. And Barrett's going to join us at the top of the hour, so we're looking forward to talking to our friend. Please hit the like button. Like I said, a lot of walkthrough stuff. I mean, nothing out of the unordinary. Wasn't like, hey, they're not practicing, and the other teams, I watched the other teams like the 49ers, and I watched a couple other teams, the Patriots. A lot of teaching going on right now. And rightfully so, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I saw Brandon Graham too. I thought it was great to see him on the field. I saw him talking to some of the new players. I saw him talking to some of his guys. Looks like he's a, you know what? I don't know much about Brandon Graham, but it looks like he's a very vocal guy out there on the field. And that's a good thing. Communication with your guys and what you guys are all trying to accomplish as a group. You know, it's one thing. You have individual goals on what you're trying to do, but your group also has goals. You want to improve on sacks. You want to be really good against the run. You want to be in the top 10 in defense. You want to do all those things. And to see people talking and milling around, having conversations with one another, I saw Brandon Graham doing that. My opinion, I like that. You don't always have to be hitting, putting a pad on somebody. If you're talking to somebody and you're talking to somebody about a technique, bro, having Brandon Graham talk to me, and I'm Jordan Davis, and he's talking to me about hand placement, or he's talking about anything when it comes to leverage play, is a great thing. I was watching the Rams camp, and I was watching Aaron Donald talk to some of the new young players that are on the defensive line. You know what they're practicing? Hand placement, moving around, slipping, scooping, getting hands off you, making angles, running the hula hoop. I saw them running the hula hoop at Eagle Camp. Good thing. I like it. So Brandon Graham, I love the fact that Big Pickin', he's talking to all the guys, and I'm glad that you guys are telling me that he's a team leader. I like the fact that he's talking out there like that, and I see him talking to Tracy Rocker. They're all communicating. It's a fantastic thing. So that was a takeaway. I'm going to make this comment to you about Jordan Mailata, watching him go through drills. The guy who's going to make the biggest improvement on the Philadelphia Eagle football team this year is not going to be your quarterback. It's going to be that beast at left tackle. Watching him, I saw this with him. I saw Jordan Mailata last year get beat, not quit on a play, but get beat in his recovery to get back into position. You could tell that he needed work on that. That's why he wasn't considered an elite offensive tackle. Top 10, where you guys see. Watch this. Does Jordan Mailata have the ability to be Trent Williams? Yes. Yes. Do you know what I saw today in practice? I saw a kid do this. Mailata. Guy got around him on his outside shoulder. He dipped down. He was able to drop his foot, get his hand back up again, get back into position. He struggled with that last year. He's worked out his game. Jordan Mailata, by the end of the year, the two offensive tackles that are going to represent the All-Pro team are going to be Trent Williams, San Francisco 49ers, and not the kid with the Chargers. I think it's going to be Mailata. You're going to have an all-pro. You're going to have bookend tackles that could be considered all-pro in Lane and in Jordan. This kid, Jordan Mailata, I saw improvement just in footwork. Not hitting, not contact, but his footwork. Guy got his left shoulder down. He scooped it back out, slid his feet out, got back into position. Now you got the best teacher in the NFL, too, doing that. That's a takeaway, okay? That's a takeaway. Some of the things that I saw there. I'll throw this at you as well. When they kept panning back and forth, and they kept going back and forth to the O-line, D-line, I saw Lane going through his drills. I saw Jordan and Fletcher doing their drills. I got to say this to you. I think this football team, I don't know if they're as talented as a 17 team, but I'm going to make a comment to you here, and I hope they don't make me look stupid. I think they got the best depth in the league at both lines. I think they got the best depth. I don't know what that translates into yet. Okay, I don't. And what's different, it's that Fletcher's not elite anymore. In 17, he was elite. There's nobody really elite on the front seven. There's not. But I think you've got a great group. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have an Aaron Donald. But I think you got a better front seven than what the Rams do. Let me take that back. I think you're deeper than the Rams because you guys got to go out and prove it. Okay? The Eagles have to go out and prove it. But I think the depth, yeah, I got to remember to keep talent to the right and depth to the left. I think the Eagles got great depth. Okay? Great depth, especially in the O-line. Guys, I'm going to tell you something, man. Big Pickett says Jurgens 10-year center and picked by Jason Kelsey and Howie. I'm going to take that. Dude, you got a second group in offensive line that could start on some really shit. Dude, you could take that second. Here, watch this. You could take the Eagles' second team offensive line and they'd start with the Jets. They would clearly start in New York with the Giants. Okay? You could take that second team line and you would start in New York with the Giants. Okay? I think Davis can have an AD impact if he's more physically gifted. Yeah, but his production flex is my only issue with Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis wasn't very productive. When I look at his numbers at Georgia, now, to be fair to that, you got 7 first-rounders on that defense. So you may not have enormous numbers. You know what I mean? You may not have super numbers because, dude, Walker and Wyatt and Dean and the safety and all that. Dude, you got a shitload of first-round draft choices. The kid this year, they got a kid down there this year who's going to be a top 5 guy. By the way, that Bama-Georgia game, yes, I'm saying the SEC title game, that's going to be another epic game. It's going to be another epic game. Jets always pick up our O-line scraps. Hey, man, your O-line scraps? Dude, this guy, Isaac Seumalo, I saw him when he walked through the door after practice was over. This guy's built like he's like Cam Newton. He's 315 pounds and he's carved out of a steak. Those guys are in phenomenal shape for 335, 340 pounds. Jordan Mailata is like built. He's not a fat body like Nate Newton was back in the day. You know how you had the fat 330-pound guy back in the day? These guys are far removed from that. These guys could compete at Mr. Olympia. Phenomenal shape that they're in. Dillard looks great. You know what I love too? I was watching Jeff Stoutland today. Jeff Stoutland was doing this. He was standing behind the old lineman. And when the guys were coming at him they had drills, like one guy facing this way, one guy facing this way. And he was just watching punching. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And he would stop the drill. And he would go over to the kid. And he would tell him, hey, too low on your punch. Why is it too low on your punch? Because he can get a scoop and slip on you and rip you. You go down like that, I'm hitting that down over the top. So you've got to be like a boxer when you're an old lineman. You shoot those hands out like that, I have the advantage. See, being an old lineman, Stoutland was teaching patience today. I thought it was great. There's some freaking great coaching going on out there, and you can see it. Okay? You can see it. Stoutland was an example. Brandon Graham was an example. Lane Johnson and Jordan talking with one another. I saw Landon Dickerson also getting up and out of his stance. Now, look, the offense is always going to look better. First part of training camp, in my opinion, because you know why? Got a bunch of new guys on the other side. And the experience factors on the offense. The defense is going to catch up. Now, here, let's go back to my open, though. When you're not hitting and you're not going through full contact, that's a problem for me because that affects the defense more than the offense. I heard Barrett say something today. You got to remember something about playing offense. Watch this, guys. When you want to run a play, a power eye play, or you want to run through a 5-hole, and you want to get a guy in the 5-hole, you want to do a run play. Center's got to snap the ball. The left tackle, especially if you want to run right, left tackle has got to influence the guy to go up the field, not down the line of scrimmage. You never want that end going down that line of scrimmage because he'll make the play from the backside, especially if you're going down like this. So you want to kind of influence them. Okay? The guard has got to do the same thing, maybe a false step, then back inside again. You're trying to get that. Remember, defense is reactionary. Offense knows where to go. All 11 guys have to make an offense work on one particular play. One guy screws up. Offside tackle doesn't influence. Guy runs down the line of scrimmage. What happens? He catches the back from behind before he even hits the hole. One guy. Everybody on defense can screw up. One guy makes a play. Right? Everybody can screw up on defense, but one guy make a play. On offense, everybody. Wide receiver has to make it look like it's a pass play on run plays, vice versa. All of that. We saw a lot of that today. No reason for the Eagles aren't in the NFC Championship game. There's no reason for it. I think Jimmy G is going to head to New York. I think he's going to be a New York Giant. Flex says the way that Howie's constructed the roster, he can offer to go all in on quarterback in the draft. There's no need for that conversation right now. You got a team right now in front of you that can do some damage this year. Let's concern ourselves with that. Screw the NFL draft. Who cares about next April? Are you kidding me? I could give a shit about next April right now. This is about preparing the Lion game. This is about getting this football team ready to win some ball games. Don't lose sight of that. You lose sight of that, you're going to win 5 games. This is about what's in front of you, where you are today. You are where your feet are. That's who you are today. You are where your feet are. Okay? Worry about Jalen's job after this season. This football team has a chance to do some things. And I started the show out, and I hope you guys took what I said about Jalen. Jalen's definition of elite is consistency. You don't have to be exceptional. You have to be consistent. You know what I hate? I hate the football players that do this shit. Well, they're great here, and then they suck the next 2 weeks, then they're great again. I hate that. All right, I'm going to take a timeout. We got Barrett Brooks right around the corner from Sports Take. I want to get his thoughts. Please hit the like button, guys. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.